may know our first guest is Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, or Willy Wonka. I know him just as that guy I used to date. Please welcome, for the first time on the show, Johnny Depp. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
What is that?
We took into account that there's going to be a lot of that, so we accounted for the time. Now, I know that you're a pretty private guy, pretty quiet guy, and most of your off time is spent being very quiet. So is this kind of like stimulation overload when you have to promote a movie?
Well, it's always a little strange when you end up out there in the world. I stay home a lot. I don't care how much,
Right. And I also stay home a lot, but I do this every day, so I'm used to it. But I would assume for someone like you, and this is part of it, because a movie set is very different than the press part. And the press part is, and people love you, so they go crazy when they see you, so there's a lot of noise.
It's a very different thing when you're playing a character. You know what I mean? As a character, you can do virtually anything. But as yourself,
Awkward?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, very awkward.
And because you played some really iconic characters, and when you read a script and they're always really these, fantastical, magical characters, do you look at it and go, I know exactly how I want to look? Do you start with the look, or is that where it starts with you?
Something, generally like within the first 10 pages of the script, something hits, something clicks, and you feel like there's something that you can add to the piece, that might not have been done before.
Right.
So it's pretty much that, and then the images start to come, the look starts to come.
Were you ever like going down a trail of like, oh, this is what this character is going to look like, and then gone completely another way, or did they all end up like you think they're going to look?
Pretty much, they pretty much all ended up the way they were going to look and the way they were going to behave. I mean, like the idea behind Willy Wonka, certain ingredients you add to these characters, and like Willy Wonka, for example, was I imagined what George Bush would be like, incredibly stoned. And thus was born my version of Willy Wonka.
Right. So the next time I see that movie, which I think that we're all going to watch it again now, that's what George Bush would look like, incredibly stoned.
I think so.
You may be right. You may be right. And Edward Scissorhands, what did you think about with that?
Scissorhands was a combination. It was the idea of like a newborn, really like a newborn seeing things for the first time, and also a dog that I'd had. This dog that I'd had, where this unconditional love, this sort of purity in my dog, and those were basic ingredients for.
And what a fun way to see the world. Which is how we should always see it. All we get so accustomed to things, and everything is just dulled, and so what a wonderful way to remind yourself to play a character like that, to look at things anew.
It was great. I mean, that there was something very safe in being that open to things and seeing things in a as just very new.
Yeah. And and Captain Jack Sparrow, let's talk about that before I ask you. And the humor that you add too, which is so hilarious. you know?
The what? I'm
Your
sorry?
humor that you add to all these characters too is just I love the humor that you add.
Thank you. Thank you very
So
much.
is that there, or do you add that?
No, I'm a real sucker for, I mean, anywhere that you can find a moment of irreverence or absurdity, I'll stick it right in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes to the dismay of the director, but,
Probably not, though.
and
Probably.
certainly the studio.
Yeah. Nobody can really be disappointed in anything you do in a film. I mean, I think your films have made like $7 billion or something crazy like that.
Wow.
You should get more money. And I know that your first love really is music more than anything, right? You play
Sure.
guitar?
Yep.
Do you play anything else?
I mean, I can sort of get by on the drums a little
I was
bit.
going to say tambourine. I was going to say I'll play that. When you did that, I thought that was a tambourine.
See, I can't play tambourine.
No, I can't either. It's harder than you think. You think you just bang it against your hip, but there's something to it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it
All right.
doesn't work.
So guitar and drums, and you play with some pretty incredible people once in a while, right?
I've been very lucky. Yeah, I mean, I've been able to play with people like Alice Cooper and Marilyn Manson, Oasis, the
Air Supply?
Aerosmith guys. Air Supply is they're on the wish list.
Okay.
As is bread.
Yeah, great. Oh, time in a bottle.
Yeah.
We have to take a break, but I want to give you a gift because I've been waiting for you to be on the show to do this. I had these made so long ago.
Lord.
I know you love jewelry, and so I had these made at the mall. And
Cool.
here you go. There you go.
Like it.
Yeah. Can you read it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, good.
He has been on my bucket list, but I at one point I was leaving out the to work with part, and
Our next guest fits in perfectly with my strict policy today of only talking to insanely attractive people. She stars alongside Johnny in the highly anticipated new movie Dark Shadows. Take a listen. Incredibly fantastic.
Thank you.
You really do. You look amazing.
I'm so stunned.
No, not stunned, but I'm just, you just look radiant. You look
Thank
great.
you so much.
Well, the audience saw the movie today and loved it. And so not only I know that it was, if it's true that I read that Johnny was on your bucket list to work with, and also you really wanted to
Yeah.
remake Dark Shadows.
I should. I've been talking about that because he has been on my bucket list, but I at one point I was leaving out the to work with part, and I realized. And I realized that might not sound
Getting
so
warm.
good.
Yeah. Well, but you meant to work with. Oh, wait, you're not answering. You're sipping. Yes, to work with.
Yeah.
All right, because he and I have.
I
we're
noticed
going
that.
steady.
You're going steady now. Yeah. Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Now, and did he live up to your expectations of working with Johnny Depp?
He did. He was pretty awesome, I got to say. I think the most surprising thing was that he just really put everyone at ease right away, and that's always the mark of, a real icon, because he's so confident yeah.
We're just going to talk about you like you're not there.
Yeah, no,
No, but
just sit here.
he is. He's like, he's a guy that everybody loves and talks about, and he really is just a very down-to-earth, normal guy. And I'm looking at that scene that we just played, and really the whole movie. Were there times that you just started laughing because to try to be so serious and be those characters, and
Constant.
in those, and the finger, the nails?
And the whole cast was so funny, and the whole tone that we were trying to strike with this was kind of. It was heightened. It was even heightened melodrama. It was sort of taking it like melodrama to another level, but sort of and just teetering on the edge of really horrible acting. And actually, sometimes I think we hit that target.
I definitely did.
I turned to him and I go, "Rotten Tomatoes. This scene's going to earn us the Rotten Tomato Award."
No, but I agree. It was like it was taking it to that melodramatic acting. But it was on purpose. That's why I asked if you laughed, because it was so serious. And it was a very popular, it was in the 60s, right? The series?
Yeah. And the whole cast was so funny. I mean, not only just in character, but individually as people. Really
in the
funny.
movie?
Yeah.
And what about the nails that you, because how did you do anything with those?
Well, it took some time, certainly.
Did they come off, or they stayed on the whole?
No, they stayed on the whole day.
I
So
once got, Johnny would give an award at the end of the day if he felt you had had a particularly good day of acting, and he would give you one of his fingers. I have it still.
That's really sweet. But now, wait a minute. So on all day long, how would you, for instance, use the restroom?
Well, there were a team of...
It's on my bucket list.
team of people who would assist me.
I see. Well, there's some other
I was
people
not one of them.
crossing off their bucket list right there that they helped Johnny. And I have, this is, what am I supposed to do with this?
This is Stanley.
Yes.
And it was sent to me a year ago by a student, and I was supposed to take a picture with it and send it back. Have other people had flat Stanley? Your kids have had flat Stanley? Okay. It's a really cool thing. And I lost flat Stanley. And I felt really bad, and I found flat Stanley. And so a year later, I thought we could take a picture with flat Stanley. Could we do that?
Yeah.
With my phone?
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
Yeah.
Well, we're on TV. People will see it. Well, okay. This is going to be my Christmas card.
1, 2, 3. That's good.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. We'll be back with
That's
Chloe
always done.
Moretz after this.
Yay!
When I first met him, I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm meeting Johnny Depp. And I was like, I really love your necklaces. I was like,
Please welcome one of the film's rising stars, 15-year-old Chloe Grace Moretz. Now, I just heard you danced when you came out. You danced. I heard you don't dance at all,
I
Johnny.
fear it more than anything in the world,
Have you never danced in your life?
ever.
That's just sad.
Well, I mean, when doing a film, when it's choreographed and you're a character, it's all right.
But not
in
just
life,
free forming?
I'd rather swallow a bag of hair.
Good, you said that.
There you go.
I've got some hair right here. Chloe, welcome back to the show, and you're fantastic in this movie. You really are.
Thank you so much.
We're friends. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, 500 Days of Summer, and now Johnny Depp. Your friends must think you're the luckiest girl in the world.
Yeah, my friends are actually really jealous. When I told them that I was doing a movie with Johnny, they're like, "Oh my God, he's so cute." They're like, "That's crazy." I was like, "Yeah, he's pretty cool."
Yeah, he is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, no. Well, when I first met him, I remember I was like, "Oh my God, I'm meeting Johnny Depp," and I was like wearing some like sweatpants or something, and I shook his hand and I was like, "I really love your necklaces." I was like, I don't know why I said that.
That was a good thing to say. He has great necklaces. And you were excited to work with Michelle as well.
So excited. I can't even like explain it.
Because?
Well, I mean, obviously Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Obviously,
right.
and everything else she's done. I mean, especially the George Clooney one. Oh my God.
So,
yeah, there we go.
Now, speaking of Catwoman, I hope you still have that suit.
I don't. I wish I did, but I...
What happened to it?
Well, at the end, it was a really uncomfortable suit, and I was I never wanted to see it again, and now I foolishly didn't keep, but I do have the whip.
I have the suit.
Actually, I have the suit. I bought something at an auction, and they said it was the real thing, and I didn't know if it was the real thing. So I wanted to know if you had it.
Do you have it? I'll tell you if it's the real thing.
Well,
It's the real thing.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. That was taken last Sunday. I was just around the house, and that's the suit. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. The movie is so much fun, and it's a great cast, and it's just I'm looking at all the tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to get any tattoos?
Don't do it.
No.
Michelle, do you have any tattoos?
I don't.
No, I don't either. And you have so many, and I didn't even realize. I hadn't seen this in so long, Johnny. Let's show people, and just real quick, the tattoo you had. Let's zoom in on his arm. It's so sweet. Look at that. Remember that? This is today. Just this morning. I remember it now. All right, Dark Shadows opens in theaters this Friday. Flo Rida is going to perform after this. We'll be right back.